Yo, what's up, guys? So today I'm going to tell you guys another story. And today's story isn't about photography or any of my crazy adventures I've been on. Today's story is going to be about the time that me and my friends got jumped in downtown Albany. If you guys are from upstate New York, you know that Albany isn't really the best city and there's a lot of crime and violence that go on in the area. So this particular story happened on May 13th, 2022. So this whole story begins with me and my friends riding our bikes at the local skate park in Albany called Blue Banks. And we were riding for a little bit, and eventually me and my friends got tired, and my friends were like, yo, let's go to 212 and grab some drinks and just hang out, eat some food, whatever. We're like, alright, we're down. So we head off to 212, and if you guys don't know what 212 is, 212 is a corner store in Albany that is on 212 Quill Street, and basically it's a fancy corner store in a sketchy ass area. So we all get on our bikes and we start heading to the corner store, okay? All my friends are on their BMX bikes, and at this point I was pretty much done with the whole BMX scene, and at that point I was riding my downhill mountain bike, okay? So we get to the corner store, and I'm going to show you guys some of my shitty cartoons. I'm not an illustrator, I'm not an artist, I'm a photographer, so don't mind my shitty drawings, but I draw them out to show you guys perspective of what I'm talking about, okay? So we get to the corner store, and the way this corner store is set up is there's the entrance, and then you got the seating area over here, you got the cashier and the food where they make your food at, and then you got like a cooler in the back, and then you got some snacks over here that people can choose from, okay? So we walk in, and right when we walk in, there's a heated discussion going on between these people, right? There's a huge group of people in the seating area having like this heated argument amongst each other. So we're in the store, and all my friends and I, we're just getting our snacks, our drinks. Some of my friends order food at the counter because apparently at this corner store, they got like really good food there. So eventually, me and my friends are just hanging out talking. And in the store, like I said, in the entrance, there's this ramp, okay? And me and my friends that have already gotten our snacks and food or whatever are just chilling on this ramp, waiting for the rest of our friends to get done ordering their food so we can leave, okay? So at this point, me and my friend Samar are talking, and we're just having a conversation about I don't remember what, but at that point, I step back very slightly, right? I step back and I like slightly brush against this guy that was standing behind me, which I had zero clue that this guy was behind me, right? So I look back at him, I was like, oh, my bad. And this dude, right off the bat, gives me the dirtiest look ever. So after I very slightly bumped into this guy that was standing behind me and I apologized to him, me and my friends continue to start talking amongst ourselves, right? And then all of a sudden, this guy that I bumped into turns around and he goes, what the fuck did you just say? And me and my friend were just like all confused. We're all looking at each other. We're like, And then my friend Dimitri, he goes, no, nobody said anything, man. Like we're just talking amongst ourselves, whatever. And a brief moment of silence occurs, right? And then all of a sudden, this dude just sucker punches my buddy Dimitri right in his face. Like, just sucker punched the absolute shit out of him. And Dimitri stepped back and he's like, bro, what the fuck? Right after this dude punches my boy Dimitri in the face, a complete fucking brawl just breaks out in the middle of the store, you guys. And I'm talking in a matter of seconds, all hell breaks loose. And then all of a sudden, there's people swarming in from the outside. There's people that were already inside, and now there's more people coming in. And all hell absolutely fucking broke loose, you guys. So at this point, I completely blank out, and I have no idea what the fuck is going on because shit just happened so fucking fast that it's just like a blur to me right off the bat. And so I'm walking around this corner store, and I look, and I'm going to show you guys my diagram right quick. I'm walking around this corner store, and I walk over and I'm seeing in the seating area, my boy Jacob is getting the absolute shit beat right out of him, you guys. Like I'm talking like there's a group of people beating the shit out of my boy Jacob, okay? Now at this point, I don't know what the fuck is going on in this corner store, you guys. Like there's some kind of construction going on in that seating area he's talking about, right? And one of these people that was beating the shit out of Jacob had grabbed one of these 4x6 beams that was like supporting the roof, and he was just absolutely beating the fucking shit out of Jacob when one of these 4x6 wooden like beams that was like supporting the roof that he had taken down and was just like beating the shit out of my friend with. So let me explain to you guys really quick why Jacob was getting the absolute shit beat out of him. So right after this guy had punched Dimitri in his face. Jacob had apparently picked up one of these kids and he body slammed him into one of these coolers that was right by us. So that's why he was getting jumped by himself. And after the fact, I respect Jacob for saying this, but he's like, I'm not going to stand around and let my homies get jumped or let my friends get jumped. So I walk over there and I'm ready to like start fucking like beating the shit out of somebody. Like my friend's getting beaten up, so I'm gonna start getting involved. So I walk over and I'm all ready to fight somebody, and I'm like, yo, like if I start jumping in and trying to like help my friend Jacob out, like they're gonna start like beating the shit out of me. So I stop. And I turn around and I start walking the other way. And I know before you start thinking something bad, oh, like, yo, that's pussy. Yes, I will admit it. That is a pussy move to do. That's a bitch move to do. And I really apologize to Jacob for that. We'll talk about that later. But I start walking away because I was scared that I was going to get jumped, right? So after that, I'm walking around the store and I'm just like screaming. I'm not screaming. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm in absolute disbelief of what is going on in this time, right? And so I'm walking towards the back, right? I'm walking toward the back where this cooler is, right? There's a cooler in the back of the store, and I turn around and this kid is looking at me, and then he all of a sudden he just charges me, right? And this kid starts beating the shit out of me, and I'm like, yo, like I don't want to fight, bro. And I'm like, no, like I don't want to fight this dude, right? And I'm like, nah, bro, like I don't want to do nothing like that. And he shoves me against the coolers in the back, and he starts fucking pounding on me. He starts beating the shit out of me. And I forgot to mention in the beginning of the story, when we all walked in, I still had like my bike gear on. I had a pair of gloves on. I had like my bike helmet. I didn't have a full face on, but I just had like a regular bike helmet on. And this dude just like absolutely beating the shit out of me. He had like really bitchy hits because afterwards it didn't really hurt. He's just like a young kid. But and at that point, he's beating the shit out of me. And I think at one point when he was like beating the shit out of me, a small bottle of wine was like cracked over my head because I was like covered in wine or something that he smacked over my head. Thank God I had my helmet on. But this kid was just going crazy on me. And then he walks off. And when this kid walked off, we were by this shelf, right? And he was in front of me, and I was already heated. I was ready. Like, my adrenaline was absolutely fucking running, you guys. And I, like, went like this. I did, like, a motion, like, pick up a bottle of whatever there was, and I was gonna hit him in the fucking head with it. And I didn't do it because I was just scared. The whole time this was happening, you guys, I was scared that I was gonna get either shot or stabbed. I don't know who these people were, but obviously they were up to no good. Right after the chaotic situation went down, you guys, I was ready to get the fuck out of there. I was like, all right, every man for themselves. I'm getting the fuck out of here, okay? So I think a couple of me and my friends started like grabbing our bikes and like getting the fuck out of the store. There's like a million people in the store now. Like all these people are just in the store, right? So I like I like pushed my way through this crowd and I like grabbed my bike and I started just like running down the street with my bike, not even pedaling the bike. I jump on my bike finally, and the whole time I'm like running, like rushing, like I'm pedaling as fast as I can on my bike down the street. The whole time in my head I was like, please don't hear gunshots, like please don't hear gunshots. Like I was hoping that somebody wasn't gonna like pull out a gun, start like shooting people when people were like getting out of the store, right? So I ride my bike all the way back to Blue Banks. I don't know where the fuck I was. It was just like a chaotic situation. My brain was so mangled, I didn't know where the hell I was. And eventually I found my way where I was, and then I found my way back to Blue Banks, right? And when I pull up to Blue Banks, a couple of my friends are there. They're like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like, yo, are you good, bro? And we just start talking, right? And then like a couple other minutes go by, and a few of my other friends show up. Now we're all standing in a group, and we're like, yo, where the fuck is Jacob at? Guys, Jacob was nowhere to be seen. We're like, oh fuck, like Jacob is like still like in that chaotic situation. Like maybe they like took him or something, whatever. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. So we all start freaking out. We're like, yo, we gotta go back, bro. And everyone's like, yo, no, like nobody's going back to that store right now, bro. Like that shit's heated. So finally, Jacob shows up at the skate park, and this dude is just absolutely mangled. He got stripes all over his face. He got like this lump on his forehead where he got like hit in the head with something. And he's not. I was like, yo, bro, like what the fuck? I was like, are you okay, bro? He's like, yeah, I'm fine, bro. He's like, bro, they stole my phone. He's like, yo, he was all like concerned about his phone. He's like, bro, they stole my phone. Like we gotta go back and like get my phone, bro. Like they stole my phone, bro. And we're like, yo, calm down, bro. Like, are you good? Like, we just want to make sure you're okay. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm fine. Like, they stole my phone. He was like all uptight that they stole his phone. So now we're all in a group. We're like, yo, like we got to go back. Like, what are we going to do? So finally, we all decide, I'm like all hyped up right now. We all decide to go back to this corner store, right? So we go back to this corner store and nobody's there. All those people that were there causing an issue were no longer there. And when we show up, there's like 3 or 4 cops inside this corner store, and we're just talking to them, and then Jacob's like telling them that his phone got stolen and stuff, and that's just a whole nother thing for the end of the story. But we started talking to these cops, and these cops are like, yeah, like we know these kids, we know of these kids, like we're in a bad area, like we this corner store gets like shit all the time, like shit like this happens all the time. So these cops were not new to what the fuck just happened in this corner store. We're talking to these cops a little bit, and my buddy and I were like, yo, like, can we see the surveillance footage of what the fuck just happened? And the manager or the guy like running the store, he wanted absolutely no part of this whole situation. He was like, no, like, no, you can't see it, like, no, like, we don't want anything to do with this, like, no, you can't see the footage, whatever, okay? So after that whole chaotic situation goes down, and we go back and whatever, we're in the corner store talking to the cops, we all leave, and I think we all went home after that. So the next day rolls around, and Jacob calls me and my buddy Dimitri, and he's like, yo, like, we gotta go back to that store, bro. He's like, I gotta find my phone. I wanna know who took my phone. And I was like, Jacob, like, I don't think you're gonna find it. Like, those dudes probably, like, took it. They probably just, like, hit it. They probably, like, whatever, took the battery out of it, whatever. And, Jacob's like, nah, man, like, we gotta go back to the store. I was like, all right. So we drive back to the corner store the next morning, like, super early in the morning. And we walk in, and Jacob's asking them about the phone, and we asked the guy again. We're like, yo, like, can we see the surveillance footage of that fight that broke out last night with everybody in here? And the manager of this facility was still like, no, like, we don't want any part of this. Like, we don't want anything to do with this. Like, you can't see the footage of what happened last night. And that was that. We all left, and that was the end of the story, you guys. That shit was absolutely crazy. That was one of the craziest nights of my entire life. It was not even one of the scariest nights of my life because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. Shit just went like crazy, and I didn't even know. It was one of those moments where it's like fight or flight, and I honestly, I ran because I was scared. And the only reason I was scared is because I thought the entire time that shit was going down in that store that somebody was going to pull out a gun or stab me or something like that. Guys, so that's going to be the end of the story time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a little bit different from what I usually talk about, but I want to honestly start telling more stories on this channel because I have a lot of crazy stories that have happened in my lifetime. Hope you guys enjoyed, and just honestly, just be careful out there, guys. It's a crazy world out there, and you never expect what people are going to do. So honestly, just be careful and just be safe. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.